What's up, everybody? Welcome in to Money Shots, the weekly gambling show, 3 days a week, where we're going to give out picks and start taking some really hot takes on things. Kelly, Rico, how we feeling? How we doing?
Life's good. My French bulldog's over here snoring. She's not mad at me yet because I used her as a pawn that said, if you win Merchapalooza, you have to create an OnlyFans. You're not doing it for me anymore. You're doing it for my dog's life.
And I fully intend to stick to my side of the bargain.
How much ass though? Like I just need like full ass, little ass, bottom butt.
I can't disclose. You got
Like
to
how
stud,
creative are we gonna get here?
We'll give you. I've already given you a
I'm
free
like
year.
Kris Jenner, Megan. Like I'm gonna jump up there and just be like, "You're doing so great, sweetie."
Well, we'll see. We got to get to that first place level, and I think that Kate's going to probably remain there for quite some time. I don't want to say that maybe Big Cat's rigged it for her to win. Barstool rigged Cat.
I mean, they brought in a stripper. I
She
did
brought
order
us.
those pantyhose online. I'm
That's
gonna
enough.
take some
It's
photos.
enough. We don't need to talk
We'll see.
about that. We need to ask how Rico's doing. Rico, how are we feeling today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I happened to catch the underdog parlay video the other day. I did not bring my helmet today to fend off some shots from Kelly that I caught in that video, but that we all know that was very playful. I actually thought it was hilarious when she's like, "Oh, he handicapped." That's also a great line by me. Like, yeah, I handicapped for those turnovers. That's why I won. That's just how it is in the business. You throw out a ridiculous thing, and it's so ridiculous it actually works.
So now that I know how both of y'all are doing, let's go ahead and recap Monday's games. We had the treat of having two Monday night football games. One was not such a treat for me. I don't know about y'all. Let's get into the first one though. The Bills. The Bills look so good. I took them to score first and win. Ended up hitting that bet, which usually I don't look towards that, but with a team that is just so high powered that you know is going to get down the field fast, that offense is just absolutely bazonkers right now. I think I made that word up. Like it. I took them to score first, win first. That hit. And the Bills, I'm not getting in front of the Bills right now. Bills Mafia is absolutely on fire. What did y'all think of the game? Did y'all end up taking a side on that?
Yeah, I had the under, like a complete and utter jackass, Megan. I knew better too. I knew I was way too late to the party. I even tweeted I was so late to the party. Of course, the game lands 48-0-0 fourth quarter score. Like I told that jackass on Twitter, it would be. We knew those offenses were going to start to slow it down, but I didn't know Ryan Tannehill was going to throw a pick six to end the third quarter.
It's Ryan Tannehill. Rico, did you have a play in that Bills game?
I had Singletary with the 2 touchdowns. He never really got involved. Yeah, it was Diggs for the 3. I know I gave you guys some. I wish I got involved if I had known this, which I blogged it because now I'm just punching away till the fingers are bloody. I gave you the bad information about Mickey Joseph hating Oklahoma. That went south. But Monday, Marv Levy and Jim Kelly were the honorary captains. If I knew that Monday, I know Kelly doesn't really look into the dead man. That mattered. Marv Levy, 96, might be the last time we see this guy on camera. They wheel him out. Of course the Bills are going to score 40. I wish I knew that with the Bills.
Speaking of things that I wish I knew or knew better, fucking Kirk Cousins in prime time. I said
How do you not know? I don't want to hear that you didn't know that.
I
don't want to hear that you didn't
I
know
wish
that.
I did not know. I corrected myself. I had said I thought Kirk Cousins was rewriting his narrative.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins is a straight up bitch. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. Kelly, I know you love Kirk. I know you love this Vikings team, but he made my boy Justin Jefferson look like he has never put pads on in his life. You cannot have a receiver that fucking good. Justin Jefferson can literally catch a ball with his eyes closed, and not even know where the fuck he's going. And yet somehow Kirk Cousins was not able to get it to him.
They weren't able to get the running game going, and that's a big part of that offense. But Megan, guess what? It's not my best bet this week, but guess who's laying 6 with the Vikings?
I'm sure you are, but
of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Detroit, the most overhyped team in the NFL. Everybody calm down.
They're fun though. They're fun.
And the man Campbell. I mean, I like
that much fun. They're gonna be fun. They're not gonna be fun when it's like 28-7 on Sunday afternoon during witching hour, and they come roaring back because the Minnesota defense just wants to absolutely screw me over. I'm about done with fourth quarters in the NFL.
I'm just about done with the Vikings. That was just that game plus 3. I'm like, yeah, easy. No, not so easy. Ticket did not cash. More like I wanted to bash my head into a fucking wall watching that game because I felt like such an idiot. So yeah, I ended up ripping up my ticket. Kelly, did you end up ripping up your tickets? Did you the teaser hit?
I had the teaser. The teasers have been just. I don't
Awful.
wanna say what they
Awful.
did. I'm gonna offend somebody if I use the terminology that I use with my friends, so I won't say that. Teasers have been horrific.
I think I can get
Absolutely
control of your
horrific. There have
teasers.
been some really great teaser spots, low totals, looking to get up above that 7.5, right? Like, those Wong teasers that have made me so much money, I think they're gone. I think they're gone forever. It's been 2 weeks, and it's just been my bankroll's getting obliterated. I gotta stop, and of course, I have 8 more this week.
Yeah, I decided not to go with any teasers at all for my NFL plays this week. One, because I'm not loving the juice that I'm paying on all these fucking losers. So that sucks. So we recapped one day. Vikings are in the past. Bills are in the past. So let's kind of go to the our die on the hill segment, if you will. This is a good segue for me personally because what I'm dying on is I will never ever, and y'all can quote me on this, never be betting Kirk Cousins in prime time. Not even, I don't care, Kelly, if you're like, but Megan,
No,
it's the
I haven't bet Kirk
no,
Cousins in
no,
prime
it's
time in
the
like
best
6
teaser spot,
years.
it's the best teaser opportunity on the board. I don't give a
It was a great teaser opportunity.
yeah,
And,
I
they
guess
had multiple opportunities to keep it respectable, but they are not
I'm
respectable.
never betting Kirk Cousins in prime time. Not even if you give me 25 points, I will not do it. Y'all, he's in the graveyard, Rico. He is absolutely
Yep.
buried. He's got a fucking tombstone with "Do Not Disturb" right on it. I have nothing to do with Kirk Cousins. I don't know if y'all want to die on that hill with me. I'm sure Gaz Kelly is not because she's taking the Vikings
Yeah,
next
that's
week.
because he plays in the morning. It's an early morning game. It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. Kirk is
It'll
gonna
be
redeem
fun.
himself on Sunday, and he'll be beloved once again.
Sure. Rico, well, what did you think of that game? Are you going to bet on Kirk Cousins? Do you feel like you'll be seeing him in the future?
I knew that how bad he was going to be in prime time and still went with it. You talk about Justin Jefferson. He made Justin Jefferson look bad on the broadcast. The part in which I caught with the sound while I was fucking underwater in my basement, which is a whole other fucking story. But they actually lit up Justin Jefferson on the interception that the corner made a good break and Jefferson didn't cross his face. They were like, "Hey, they thought he kind of left. It was a bad throw, but they thought he left Cousins out to dry." So interesting, kind of
And look, if
which way
I
you
was
read that.
Justin Jefferson at that point, I would probably do the same. Fuck that dude. I would have been like, I'm not even running my routes. Don't if you're gonna play like this, I'm gonna play like I've never seen the field before.
Fair enough.
Another hill that
But yeah, I'll probably still back. I do think this team. I mean, listen, the Packers look good. I think the Vikings can be right there to win this division. So I've said it from the get go. I think the NFC is wide open. It does not have a lot of good teams. I do think the Vikings, if they get their shit together, can be at the top of this conference.
if they get their shit together. How many more primetime games do they have though? I mean, let's just be real. We got to go look at that because
We got to be on Sunday night at some point too.
yeah,
Yeah, they play. I'll be there Sunday night. I think it's New Year's Day. New Year's Day, I'll be in Green Bay. We got tickets from a customer of ours, and he said, "What game do you want to go to?" And I go, "I want to cash my NFC North ticket in person in Green Bay." And you're right, it's a primetime game, so it won't cash until week 18, but close enough.
or it might not cash at all because
You
Kirk
can
Cousins is garbage.
you gonna be able to handle that cold, Kelly? You don't
Brutal.
want to be looking like Tom Coughlin in '08. You wouldn't look good with a red face. I
I am
don't know
going to be
about
very
that.
red faced, but I will be
All right.
properly prepared for Green Bay on New Year's Day. Also, we're in the suite, so I'll be fine.
Nice
Oh,
flex, Cal.
what a
Way to go.
flex.
Way to go.
Couldn't
You
just say
guys
I'll be
set
all
me up
right.
for that
Has
one. I
to
wasn't.
You could have
flex.
just
Never
made. You
once
could
did
have
I
just
say
been
I
all
was
right.
going to
Has
take it to the
to
suite.
flex.
You set
Okay,
me
so
up.
Big flex.
before this we get carried away, I do want to mention where we need to be putting our money, and that is obviously Skrill. Coming soon to the Barstool Sportsbook, Skrill is a digital wallet perfect for gamblers like us. Skrill is for money movers, money makers, and it allows you to instantly deposit and withdraw your money. Sophisticated gamblers like the three of us use it to manage their bankroll, whether they're playing games like poker or betting on our favorite sports. It's one of the safest and most secure digital wallets. Once it's part of the Barstool Sportsbook, you'll be able to deposit and withdraw instantly without limits. Skrill also lets you transfer money to others. So, Kelly, you can send me some. I know you're rich. And you can take advantage of the best money transfers out there. So make sure you sign up at skrill.com/barstool. Again, that's skrill.com/barstool to create your free account and complete the account verification by clicking follow the game after registering so that you can start using your digital wallet today. And so I unfortunately would have no money to put in my Skrill wallet because Kirk Cousins just completely washed me of it all. Speaking of another hill that I want to die on, I will not be stepping in front of the Bills. I don't care that they're going down to Miami. I don't care what's happening down there, or how hot it is, how bad the humidity is. That team is a well-oiled machine, and I'm just not willing to put myself in front of them at all. I will take them probably no matter what the spread is. I don't even want to tease them because I think they are literally capable of covering the largest of spreads.
So what are you going to do when they lose outright in Miami this weekend, Megan?
Well, they won't. So there's that. So I also got a -5.5. So that's my take.
Oh, I love that reverse line movement. Megan's going to die on a hill.
I'm dying on
Open
that hill.
six coming down to 5.5.
What a better hill to die on than with Bills fucking Mafia. Like, are we serious? Like, yeah, I'm sure I'm a Saints fan. Saints are a lot of fun. Superdome's great. James Winston, 50-50 Winston. He's going to end up winning this week. -3. Or go ahead and take that now. I'm dying on that hill. I love the Bills. They're going to go down to Miami. They're going to take care of business, and then they're going to go to a strip club and have the most fun ever. And then they're going to go back up to Buffalo.
Well, we know what happens after you go to a strip club. Your your offensive line lets you get obliterated. Now you have to have ankle surgery.
Ooh, too soon. All
It's
right.
terrible, though. I mean, he might have been celebrating just a little too hard for a week 1 loser. Jimmy G should have been the starter anyway.
I mean, the kid broke his ankle essentially.
He's fine. People break their ankle every day.
Well,
Jimmy G is better. Jimmy G is definitely better.
Yeah. That's why I
Kelly's
didn't
obsessed
understand
with
what the
Jimmy G.
hell Kyle Shanahan was
Salt
doing
and
in the
pepper
first
and
place.
Jimmy G just loves.
I think there's 8 or 9 teams that would take Jimmy B over Jimmy G over the guy
I
they
actually
have
was
right
shocked
now.
that he didn't get traded away. That was probably Shanahan's only smart move there, was not getting rid of him as their backup quarterback.
I mean, Jets, Giants, Steelers. That's off the top of my head. Like Lions, maybe. Commanders. Like it's right
the
down
Commanders
the list.
should sure as hell get a new quarterback.
Take the contract off
That's
the table.
not the hill
Jimmy
I'm
G's
willing to
better
die
than him.
on, just because I don't have a lot of hills I'm willing to die on. I really don't. And I know that this is a new segment, and I'm going to start thinking of some really creative things because I don't like to have to walk back my thoughts like, Justin Fields had to. If you're going to have a hot take, you've got to stand on it. And I don't have a lot of really hot takes these days other than, K-State's going to win by 90. By the way, merch code.
I'm worried
use
about
code
that.
Megan. Use code Megan.
Use code Megan.
I got one.
What's your hot take? Let us hear it, Rico Bosco.
It's a segue into the weekend. So you did the past. I'm going to do the future.
Ooh, okay.
Wazoo, which everyone gets mad how I spell it, but fuck you.
Did you notice how I corrected you in the email?
Yeah. I don't care.
I'll never correct your spelling, Rico, just for the record.
I'll always spell it like that.
Well, you're just going to correct his accent, not his spelling, just how he says.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Houston? How do you say Houston? Houston?
Houston. Youston. Houston.
Okay.
Wazoo gets this reputation of being this wacky offense, and they score 1 million points, and people probably, casual college football fans, probably still think Mike Leach is there, for Christ's sakes.
This year's team, Rolovich is still there.
Fair. This year's team is built through their defense, and that's what's going to be the difference. I will die on the hill that I don't need the 7 points this weekend. I'll take them, but they're going to win the game outright. 14 sacks, 31 tackles for a loss, 7 takeaways. If this was a team like Oklahoma or Clemson, they'd be like, oh my God, look at that Washington State defense. They're definitely, listen, they're not one of the best in the country. Like Alabama, Georgia's better. Like you got teams who could be better. But Wazoo has changed the narrative here, and they are playing hard-nosed defense with a really good quarterback and that offense. This is a team to look out for, and I will die on a hill. They beat Oregon outright Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you there, and I think that you're going to die on that hill. Unless...
How Megan, tell me how is Bo Nix, you're an SEC girl, how is Bo Nix laying a touchdown on the road?
Because Bo Nix
did Kelly happen to get a handwritten little sheet of stats and texts from Rico Monday night about Bo Nix on the road? Do we want those, Kelly? Do we want to tag team it right now?
You can tag. Go ahead.
Stats?
Go ahead. I would love for both of y'all to just hand me these stats so I can sit here and be like, oh, yes, y'all are so right.
Okay, so Wazoo's covered 11 of the last 15 against Oregon. Oregon's defense is giving up 37 points per game. 37 points per game!
Get her!
Yeah, well.
You want my stats?
No, Rico, I don't.
You just
Bo Nix at home. Bo Nix at home in his career. 30 touchdowns.
Which home? He's had so many. Which one?
Okay, 2 interceptions. Bo Nix on the road and in neutral games in his career, 16 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Pullman is going to be nuts. Pullman is a wild environment as well.
Question.
What I
They're
really
going
don't
to be
understand.
they brought a flag,
Oh.
Megan, to game day for 25 years and no one went to game day.
No
They
one
just
cares.
kept bringing the stupid flag. They're nuts.
Is
They're nuts.
Wazoo and Oregon State the biggest two public dogs of the week, or what?
No, I can tell you this for 100% certainty, Megan, and I was going to take Oregon State, but I thought it was going to get to 7. You know me, I'm looking for at least really close to a touchdown. I went to bet it. I was filming all day yesterday. Wednesday's like crazy for me. Not only did I blink, and the Colts went from 6.5 to 5.5. Oregon State did the exact same thing. In both games, I had the magical number of 7 just waiting. I was like, okay, I got this alert set up on the odd screen. The second it hit 7, I get done filming. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I'm gonna say this: you don't want to be betting against those guys betting those big money bets on Wednesday. I had a guy tweet me and he was like, "Well, do you think that was the public?" Let me tell you this: the public's not coming in to bet on Wednesdays, and they're damn sure not dropping the line by a whole point.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. As a public bettor myself, Matt Ryan can kiss my ass, so it doesn't really matter. So as a segue,
They're going to get obliterated. On paper, they're going to get absolutely and utterly obliterated. I understand. I don't want to take the Colts. That makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. Why would I want to take the Colts? How much do I hate myself?
I learned my lesson
Am I going to
Monday
take
night.
Colts on Sunday? No, I am not. But did I play them in all of my stale pools that had 6.5? Every single one of them.
Well, you're a better person and better than me. So let's go ahead and talk about Thursday night football. The Steelers and the Browns. I went ahead and put out my pick. I got the Steelers plus the 4.5. These two teams, Steelers could easily be 2-0 if it wasn't for the muff punt. Browns could easily be 0-2 if it wasn't for those two close games. Kelly, we've talked about it a lot. Mike Tomlin does more with less. I know Watt is out for the foreseeable future. I know that the Pittsburgh offense hasn't looked great, but they played 2 decent defenses to start the year. Not to mention, I have a stat that I put in my 60-second bets today. Tomlin, 27-1 ATS as a dog in divisional games since 07. And he's won 16 out of those 20 outright. I'll tell you the downside. 2 of those that he didn't cover were against the Browns, but that was a completely different Browns team. So I do like the Steelers plus the 4.5 tonight. Will I get my shit pushed in? Quite possibly so, because it's been happening so much in the NFL that it almost makes me want to give up. But I'm not. I'm going to put out bets every day for you guys. What do y'all think Thursday night football?
Yeah, Megan, I don't know what to think of Mitch Trubisky, right? Like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, he is going to be the starter for this team. And then I'll watch him again and I'm like, nope, Kenny Pickett's going to be the starter by week 6.
You know I love Kenny.
And that's kind of my problem here is what are we going to see from Trubisky, right? If we saw what Joe Flacco was able to do against this Brown defense, what are we going to see from Trubisky tonight? We know those primetime unders have been absolutely incredible. I don't like the under here. I will say this, Cleveland has been a horrific favorite. They don't cover as a favorite. They just don't.
Triggs on him. Triggs big play tonight, minus the 4. He's been on fire too.
Yeah, I don't know. Can the Browns bounce back after that Jets game? By all means. Maybe they were looking ahead to this game. I don't like this game whatsoever. If I gave a slight lean, it would probably be towards the Steelers. Very, very, very small slight lean to the Steelers. But this is a tough divisional game. We know these two teams hate each other. I mean, just a couple of years ago, they were bashing each other over the heads with helmets. This is the AFC North.
Mason Rudolph deserved that shit. Fuck that dude.
I still think Mason Rudolph can be awesome based on what I saw at Oklahoma State.
What? I don't think Mason Rudolph deserves that at all. You don't get hit over the head with a helmet and then you can't walk it back and whatever. I'm not getting into something that happened 4 years ago.
That's my take. So I'll die on that hill. Mason Rudolph, you seemed like a bitch. I'd fight you.
Seemed like a bitch. Okay, well, I didn't say he wasn't a bitch. I just said that I didn't think he deserved to get hit over the head with a helmet.
Rico, where are you putting your money at this Thursday night? And I know you're going to put into your Skrill wallet after you win.
Definitely. I like that bait and switch that Kelly would be leaning with the Steelers, but talked me into Kareem Hunt for the double dip. That was a nice little fucking switch. And then she can make jokes of how many units I'm down for the year.
I don't make jokes. That is somebody in corporate that put that on the PowerPoint, not me.
You sure
You sure as shit
took a
shared
picture of it. Yeah, exactly. So it's all
I
good.
thought it was
Listen,
funny. I'm sitting there
it's
trying to
all
enjoy
good.
like a nice corporate meeting, which is like never
You know
happens at
Rico
work.
can't deal with that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
Come
on,
on, I'm
man. What are you
underwater
I'm
doing?
here. I'm
having a
Fragile.
underwater here.
horrific season.
Fragile.
And make
Yeah,
fun of
it's
me.
not good.
I don't care. I know
That's not
exactly
what
where
do you
I'm
call
at.
it?
I went to go buy a new car the other day. They called me. They said, "Hey, the car
What a
you
flex.
asked for a year ago's in." And I said, "Sorry, I can't afford it unless I turn around this fucking football season." And now, of course, it's going to be gone when I hit this parlay this weekend. 61 to 1, it's going to hit. I'm going to call him Monday and be like, "Hey, can I get that car?" And he's going to say, "Oh no, we already sold it."
All right, so you're in the double dip tonight.
I'm on the double dip with that. There's a few weird ones that I looked at. If you do think the game's going to be ugly, I've heard wind. No, a quarter, any quarter to end scoreless is plus 185.
I
Kind
like
of like
that.
that. Cleveland, I don't have the app in front of me, but when I did it on Pick Central, Pittsburgh's first score as a field goal was like 325 plus 325, and Cleveland's first field goal, like first score to be a field goal, was plus 310. So if you think teams are going to settle down by the goal line, especially in a divisional rival, maybe the defenses show up. I kind of like that of chasing the plus signs.
That's a
But
nice little
truthfully, on this game, what'd you say?
That's a nice little sprinkle on both of those.
It's not bad. I do like Hunt with the touchdowns. We created a parlay plus on the on Pick Central. I think it's Hunt to score over 1.5 Cleveland.
Thanks for including me.
Zoom in. I don't create the zoom in. You're more than welcome to come in. Cleveland money line, and then a different low, and Trubisky's passing yards under. It's like plus
And Rico,
11
just
under.
because I lean the dog in AFC North matchups does not mean I still don't like that double dip with Kareem Hunt. I really think they're going to be able to take advantage of this Pittsburgh defense being without TJ Watt and
Yes.
should be able to run the ball, which we haven't really seen that much from Cleveland, but they're going to have to pivot because what they were doing last week was not working. Obviously, they have a two-headed monster there in Cleveland. If they can get the running game going, I absolutely like Hunt for the double dip.
I think there's one that's Chubb and Harris over 100 yards each is like 25 to 1.
Wow.
Or something ridiculous like that if you think the offenses get going. So I know that's a variety of information. Truthfully, I'm going to be on the parlay plus. I'm going to be on Chubb to score 2 touchdowns. That's really all it's an ugly game. I think it's just an ugly. I don't want any really part of it.
I would agree, but that's why I like the Steelers. I feel like the Steelers play ugly games and they cover in ugly conditions, as you said, wind and rain. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the college football weekend.
Really quickly, Jack McCarthy just jumped in the chat. The under is 7-0 the last 3 seasons with totals under 38.5 or less. Just remember, guys, they're under. These are low totals for a reason, and that also counts for the Iowa game this week. But I still don't know if I have the balls to bet that under.
That's an ugly one.
Speaking of unders and Iowa and college, let's go ahead and move on to college picks. My first one, I took West Virginia money line. I got a minus 121. I just trust this West Virginia offense more than I do Va-Tech's defense. Supposedly that Va-Tech defense is great, but they played Wofford, Boston College, and then got beat by Old Dominion. I'm not buying it. So I found a good number here with the Mountaineers. I think they're going to
Who's Virginia Tech's quarterback too?
Fuck if I know.
Grant Wells, Graveyard. Fuck him. West Virginia. I'm on it with you.
Dying in the hill. Dying on that hill. Fuck Grant. Fuck Grant. And he's in the graveyard.
Kelly, not enough bad things can happen to that kid. You don't understand.
Rico doesn't mean
Listen, Rico, did you not see what happened in Utah? You can't be making threats via the internet. They'll put your ass in jail.
All I said was fuck him. That's all I said.
Also,
you said enough bad things can't happen.
He loses his key. They take away his food swipes. He gets a bad haircut. Like harmless bad things, Kelly. Relax.
Relax, Kelly. We're not talking like life damaging.
His
PlayStation
breaks.
I figured that out a long time ago. I'm sad he's not coming to Detroit this weekend because it could have been an absolute and utter.
His PlayStation breaks. His girlfriend gets hot and breaks up with him. Like bad, harmless
gets
things.
hot? Like, so she's ugly and then she gets hot and then breaks up with him?
I'm just saying.
Okay,
he cries in the shower. He stubs his toe.
All right, that's enough irrational things that could happen to this guy. You like West Virginia money line, or are you on the minus? What do you have? Because I got the
West Virginia minus. Now it's 2.5.
2.5.
I locked 2.5.
Number there. I got a trophy at least.
Yeah, you did.
Kelly, do you have anything on this game? If not, pass and give us a pick for one of the games.
I just don't trust West Virginia as a favorite. I just don't. I mean, Neil Brown. I was on them as a big underdog in that Pittsburgh game, if you remember. This is a Mountaineers team that really doesn't have an identity, and that concerns me. By all means, they should be able to beat Vodtech. As Rico said, Vodtech's not that good, but this short line on the road seems a little trappy to me. So I'll just cheer for you guys and hope the Mountaineers make it easy on you.
All right, well, give us a pick.
I got to give you a pick. All
Yeah,
right, let's look at some notes here.
This is the pick section where we give people picks.
I know, but I don't have a fucking pick, Megan. I got a whole sheet full of picks
you just
over
said
here
you
for
had a
everybody, and
fucking
Megan wants me to
parlay
give
at 61 to 1 odds, and you don't have a pick?
Fine.
That's
Just to
fucked
go
up.
against you two and the rest of the world, I'll take Vodtech money line. There you go.
All right. Okay, I'll go next. I took Baylor plus a 3.5 at Iowa State. I know, Kelly, the first thing that's going to come out of your mouth, Ames, Iowa is such a hard place to play. They have nothing else to do there.
Not anymore, it's not. Matt Campbell's about to get ran out of town if they don't win this game.
Look, I just think that Baylor's a much tougher team. Obviously, as I said, the environment issue, Baylor's not worried about that. They played BYU, and obviously it was a loss, but still, environment, not an issue. I think they're going to control the clock. I think they'll probably win in the trenches. I like Baylor catching points at Iowa State. Obviously, Iowa State didn't really impress me with their win over Iowa and their zero offense. So Baylor is my pick. If anyone's on that with me, you can hop on and tell me whether you like it or not. If not, just hand me another pick. Rico, I don't know if Kelly has any more.
Yeah, I got a few. Georgia State, Coastal Carolina over 63. I actually think it's worth taking a look at this. Up to like 69 and a half at
69, huh? Great number.
69 and a half.
Okay.
69 and a half.
So what are you doing with the half? What are we doing? How is that working there? What are you? Next joke, Rico. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And I don't know what to do with the half. So I'm sure, somebody teach me what to do with the half. That'd be an interesting thing. Maybe that's a segment with Stu. Anyway, 69 and a half. Anyway, Georgia State's Coastal Carolina over 63. I think it's worth bumping. If the game's going to go over, you go over by a touchdown, you're in a good spot. Georgia State gave up 40 to Charlotte last week. The Charlotte team that I predicted to be what they were preseason. They can score. Georgia State can go up and down the field. Coastal left some points on the board. Their defense stinks. I think this is a lot of offense in a shootout on a Thursday night game. Georgia State over 63 would be the bet.
All right, we are going to be wrapping here relatively quickly. Kelly, I do want to get your opinion because I know you and I are both on K-State. You have your Cats by 90 shirt on. So, I like catching, excuse me, or not predict me, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this game usually close between K-State and Oklahoma?
Yeah, K-State's covered 4 of the last 5, Megan. Listen, K-State really pissed me off last week, and then everybody that decided to pile on also pissed me off because they didn't join the spaces with me and Mincy where I said this is a definite flat spot for K-State. Of course it is. And the fact that they lost pissed me off more than anything, and I didn't want to talk about it. But one thing we should talk about is how good this Tulane defense is, particularly their front seven. And I think they deserve a little credit here. This Green Wave team is a solid team. They caught Manhattan, Kansas on a good day, and K-State was looking ahead. And that's bottom line, especially after that honestly, decent, I will say decent. I don't want to give them a big compliment, offensive performance against an okay Missouri team. I think that we're going to see more from that with K-State. They did make my moneyline parlay. Everybody's going to call me a fucking homer. Let me tell you the last time they made my moneyline parlay, 2013. And what did I do? I hit an 85 to 1 winner. So everybody spare me that I'm a homer. I really definitely overreacted that Tulane loss on a couple other videos I did this week. But once the dust settled and I really started to look at this K-State team, they have a really solid defense, Megan. And let me tell you this, what we've seen from Oklahoma is they haven't played a single team with a defense. You can air it out against teams like Nebraska. You're not going to be able to air it out against teams like K-State. So you're getting almost 2 touchdowns. I think the Lions currently 12.5 right now at the Barstool Sportsbook. So it's coming down. Some people agree with us. We'll see. K-State can't keep it within a touchdown and maybe somehow pick 6, something crazy defensively. Their special teams maybe gets them the win in Norman.
All right, before we wrap, Rico, just any more picks you want to give out? No explanation, just picks though.
Kansas Duke over 66 and a half. That's my favorite play of the weekend. It's a shootout. UCF minus 20 at half. 20 and a half at home against Georgia Tech at the Bounce House. They love to flex on Power 5 teams when they have a shot. So cue up the techno, get the fucking fog machine going. The Bounce House will be rocking in a blowout.
Love that. Kelly, do you want to give out your parlay here? Or do we want to wait for
Yeah,
it?
so I'll give out the parlay. It'll be out tomorrow morning live at the Barstool Sportsbook, 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. It is going to be K-State money line, Florida money line, and Washington State money line. Some notable teams that I almost included were Duke, Oregon State, Rutgers, and Texas Tech. I will be on all of those against the spread. Unfortunately, I had to make some concessions, and those guys got cut because if I used Duke, then I would have got more shit than if I used K-State. So
Well, I hate to tell you, but USC is going to absolutely roll Oregon State. Everybody with the sharp money, all the entire handle is going to go down in flames. That was our show. What? What, Rico?
That's, I mean, it's a tough segue. But speaking of flames, they are. I'm getting little birdies saying it's very difficult to breathe out in Oregon right now with the fires. All that fog and all that shit is affecting it. People like the under in that game.
Nice.
okay.
Appreciate that little quip there, Rico. All right, guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the picks. Thank you for the time. It was fantastic. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Che talking the NFL. That was Money Shots, your 3 week a day gambling show. We love you guys. Use your Skrill wallet.